What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American Politics, back again with a new video, and today it is time for another poll watch video. And folks, we're back in the state of Georgia because EMERSON just released a new poll that has Herschel Walker down by 2 points. And on the top line, this looks like bad news, alright? But then I dug deep in the numbers, and I started to realize, wait a minute. Hold your horse, Emerson. This poll has severe problems. And again, this isn't just because Herschel Walker's losing. It's because you look at some of the crosstabs, you start to realize compared to the poll they just did in August, or whenever it was, you start to realize, okay, something's up here. Because the last poll, they had Herschel Walker up by 2. Now they have him down by 2. And we're going to see why, but you look at some of the numbers and you start realizing, okay, something's not right here. Now, before I forget, of course, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, and yes, of course, go follow that mysterious Twitter account in the description down below, and also join the channel. That is right, folks, for just 10 cents a day. You can join Real American Politics, only 10 cents a day. Such a good deal. So I recommend you join today. Alright, let's get into it, folks. This is not a good poll. You know, with Emerson, I usually am fine with the polling. I don't have the, they're not the best in the world, but at least they tried. Well, I start to wonder, is Emerson starting to get on drugs? So let's just get to the poll, because I want to explain what I mean. So let's start with it. Let's start with the governor's election. Obviously, they have Brian Kemp at 51, Abrams at 46. I don't think I gotta say much about the governor's race. That's not really the topic of the video. But this is here. And you look here. In August, Herschel Walker's at 46%. As for Raphael Warnock, radical socialist, radical communist, whatever that clown Leffler said about him, was at 44%. Now, he's at 48%. So Walker didn't go down. More so, Warnock went up. But I looked more and I started to realize there's some major problems with this poll. Let's start with independents. Alright, so Herschel Walker's down by 3 points with independents, alright? And look at the top line. He's down by 2. Well, compare this to the exit polls in 2020. Again, exit polls are not perfect, but look at this. Biden won independent, or quote-unquote, won independent voters by 9 points in the state of Georgia. 9. That's key. He won them by 9. Only one state by, like, what was a half point, 0.25%? Yet Herschel Walker's only down by 3. But somehow, they have him losing by a wider margin than Biden did, even though he's virtually tied with independent voters. That alone makes me wonder. Then you go to black voters. This is when I immediately realize, okay, there's something up with this poll. There's somebody snorting something to Emerson. They have Walker at 20% with black voters. If you don't know Georgia, if a Republican's getting anywhere close to 20% with black voters, they're going to win in a landslide. Alright, I know it's a little bit different than it was 20 years ago, but still, let's go up here. You know what I'm talking about? Black voters voted 88-11 for Biden. And they voted like 95-5 for Warnock just a couple years ago. So think about this. Trump got 11%, Walker's at 20% with black voters, plus Biden's at 88%, was at 88%, Warnock was at, it's just at 75%. This alone tells me there's something up here, because you don't get these type of numbers for a Republican in a state like Georgia and be down by multiple points. You just don't. So you go through the rest of this. Alright, you go through the rest of this poll. It's really just, asking about the presidential election, Biden's approval, and all of that. So, and biggest issue, once again, the economy, biggest issue. Threat to democracy, really, 19%. I mean, it's kind of funny that abortion access has kind of just, not become a big issue at all. It's just kind of funny compared to threats to democracy. But the rest of the poll, there's a lot of questions about this entire poll. And you know what? Let me show you what I mean. Alright, so this was Georgia's poll of Emerson's Georgia poll in August. Okay, so this is going to be important. So where is it? Okay, so where is it? Alright, so in this poll, they had 43% Republican, 39.8% Democrat, 17% Independent. Well, if you're a decent pollster, you would try to roughly in line, have the same, party affiliation, same demographics. You go down to, race, 60% white. You try to roughly be in line, maybe a point off or two, but you don't change that much. Well, folks, compare this to the new Georgia poll. Look at this. 38% Republican, 34.6% Democrat, 27% Independent. So they've completely thrown out their old Wayne variables and decided to just make it this, which is closer in line to what it was in 2020, for the exit polls at least, but you don't change your polling your polling electorate that much just 2 months apart. You just don't. And that's a big problem with this poll. And I didn't really look at the rest of the crosstabs. Well, let's see here. 60% white, so the race is about right. Now, as for education, you know me. I love looking at education for a poll, because if it's bad, you'll notice, and right there, that's the problem. In August, it was 66% non-college degrees, alright? That's about right in Georgia. This poll, 58.2%. That explains why Walker suddenly collapsed. They got a more warlock-friendly, electorate than the recent poll. And look at this. In 18 to 34, it was 20% this month. Just a couple months ago, 17%. So suddenly, the old vote, they're not going to vote anymore. But suddenly the youth vote is so enthusiastic? You notice the problem. There's some serious problems with this poll, and you look at this. Rural is they actually made rural a bit more of the electorate, which is kind of strange. Male and female, that seems about right. It just seems off, doesn't it? That you have a more college electorate, more, I guess you could say, independent electorate, more etc. electorate, aka more likely support Herschel, or I should say, Warlock instead of Herschel Walker. With all that in mind, folks, I have some problems. I have some serious problems to why did Emerson have such different demographics compared just to 2 months ago? If it was off by a point, I wouldn't say anything. But when you're off by almost double digits compared to your last poll, those to apples to oranges comparison. Because you have a more independent electorate in this poll compared to the last one. And I guarantee you if they weighed the same variables as last time, Herschel Walker would probably be winning. Let's see here. Let's go to the education. You know me, education, in my opinion, is one of the biggest telltale signs if a candidate's going to win or not. So let's look here. Education. Here it is. So in the last poll, or this poll actually, Herschel Walker's winning high school or less voters by 20. How much did Trump win these voters by? Let's see here. And I can't find it. Where are you? Education. You know me. Education. Here it is. Yeah, proves my point. He was doing a bit better with what appears to be non-college grads. He appears to be doing a little bit better than Trump with those non-college grad votes. And let's look at the old poll. What do they have that at? Let's see, right here. Education. Let me guess, this would be the same thing. They had Herschel Walker. Wait a minute. Wait. They have Herschel Walker doing almost double digits points better with high school or less voters, but somehow he went from a 40-point lead with some college grads, but no degree, to only a to a 4-point victory for Warlock. Huh? That's almost a 40-point swing in 2 months. What? You see the problem with this poll. You have such dramatic swings in the freaking crosstabs. I cannot rely on this poll at all when you have such different electorates compared to the polls. I mean, seriously, you go from 17% independent to 27%? Then you have, college grads surging almost 50 points for Warlock in 2 months. That explains why Warlock surged. It's just mind-boggling. That's not mathematically feasible. So I hope you guys understand why I'm not sold on this, this garbage poll by Emerson. I'm sorry, Emerson. This is just a bad poll. You don't get these dramatic swings in 2 months. If this was 4 or 5 months, okay, fine. And you could make the argument margin of error. But still, you don't get that massive a swing just because margin of error. It's just mind-boggling. Anyways, folks, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit the little bell, and also join the channel. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Godspeed to all of you.